Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a wedge breakdown here on gold. Now, the market's kind of doing what I like to call a rinse and repeat. Earlier this morning we had a big drop down and we wedged out inside here, even tightened up the wedge, and then we broke down very aggressively. Now we're actually seeing the exact same thing. We had a big drop down, we're wedging out, and now we're starting to see some signs that the sellers are going to come right back in again based on the fact that they're trying to push higher. They're trying to push higher into that same area of resistance that we saw before, going across those highs. You know, they tested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then they turn back down. It's the same thing that happened back here. They test it inside here, they near test there, test it again, and then they start working their way back down. The nice thing about this setup, though, is it's giving us some clues of a possible trap so we can get in a little bit earlier. Now, the overall move that I'm looking for would be normally to pair this entire move up, but we've already had 2 big drops like that, so I'm not expecting those drops to continue that aggressively. Instead, what I'm looking for is just the initial reaction from there to there, paste that down from there to there, and that's going to be our first target. And then the secondary target is just double that, right? 200% of that basically, and that's going to be where our final portion comes off at. So the first target from our entry point here, we're looking for a nice quick little move for 14 ticks. And then the final portion all the way down to 28.8, looking for the rest of it off at 39 ticks. So that will give us an overall move, 2 off at 14. Pull up the calculator here. 2 off at 14, nice and easy, and then 2 off at 39. So it's 106 total ticks that we're looking at. Gold's $10 a tick, so it's 1,060 on the trade if we can get that move back to the downside. So everything looking good. We've got a beautiful setup to get in. It is a little bit early. We're not even to 7:30 yet, so we are a little bit early into the market move here. That definitely could mean that we may be in this one for a little while, especially given the fact of how long after that initial spike came, we got stuck in this area of consolidation for a considerable amount of time. We saw that from about 3 o'clock on the low until it broke down at 6 o'clock. It's a 3-hour range that formed inside there. Now, we are coming into more high time, if you will, just based on the fact that more volume is expected to come in during this period of time rather than before. So a breakdown is a little bit easier to get at 7:20 than it is at 3 o'clock in the morning. But we still have to be, we kind of have to pay attention to the fact that we might be in this one for a little while. So first target coming off at 1131.3, second target at 28.8. All right, seeing some heavy selling pressure coming in through these wedge lows here, and this could be the breakdown that we're looking for. Need to see a little bit more follow through. They had a nice little bull trap triggering in some buyers here up to 32.9 and immediately shot right back down again. So that's going to be a little bit of a stop run underneath 32, and we're looking for enough of a stop run to get our first target here at 31.3 hit and filled. So we're seeing that breakdown of the wedge. It's exactly like we saw earlier, and that gave us the confidence to look for this short side trade. Now we're nearing into our target here. Once we get this target filled at 31.3, stop and go to break even just like normal. And then after that, we're looking for that final press, that double up move to the downside for 39 ticks. Yeah, and there we go. All the way down, got our target filled. Move that to 2. Get that to break even, and now we're ready to hang on to the trade and let it keep going. We're doing pretty well. We do have some news later today at 8:30. That's about it in terms of the news outside of waiting until 10 o'clock for the big numbers today for pending home sales. So we've got plenty of time before any of that sort of intraday volume starts coming in to get in ahead of that news. We still have an hour until the first news announcement of the day. So plenty of time here for the market to continue its move to the downside. And so far, so good. We've got our first target filled at 14 ticks, looking for the next push down for 39 more. All right, sellers, wow. Okay, there you go. That's that big pop that we were looking for. We got our target filled at 28.8. I wasn't expecting that all in one push, but looks to be that there was a lot of buyers that tried picking up this low, and they got their stop run, ran right out of the market into our target. So 28.8 triggers our final push on that little stop run to the downside, and that's that double up of that initial push down. Beautiful wedge breakdown. Again, it's a rinse and repeat of what we saw earlier in that the market had a big push down. They wedged out, even tightened up the wedge, and then broke down again. Then we had another wedge that formed. We saw a little bit of a trap on the highs that allowed us to get in early, and then we had another breakdown. So nice and easy rinse and repeat setup. Wedge breakdown, beautiful move. Overall, 106 ticks on the trade on only 4 contracts. Not going to be upset by that. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. The market's not even open, and we've already got 106 ticks locked in. So that's going to do it for us. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.